Hi everyone, it is Mickey here from My Pretty Talent and the Waterwell Ministries, and I am back with the sixth and last video in the series for lesson 4 of the art journaling course. Now sadly the parcel has not yet arrived, and I'm already finishing the video series. It will be in time for the actual art lesson, but I will not be able to show you the equipment, the paintbrushes and the palette that we are waiting for. But I've decided to go ahead and finish this journal and just sort of put together what we've got so far. So here is what we are going to be doing now. I'm just trying to open this one. Okay. So this page with the acrylic painting needs to be stuck down inside the journal now. And we are going to have to glue it. Let me just do that. I wonder if I should fold it first. Maybe that's a good idea. So I'm just folding it here on the side because I've got the book in the middle of the page now. And I'm folding it flat, just flat. I'm just sort of folding it so that there is a fold line, but I'm not bringing a bone folder to it to fold it completely flat. And then I'm gluing it now. And just applying enough glue for it to stay where it's supposed to go. Okay, put it in the book. I like that. I'm not pushing it all the way into the spine. Oh goodness. Let me just try and get this glued down. I think, going to have to clamp it a little bit with clips, just for the glue to have an opportunity to dry. It is not 100% ideal. Maybe I can just hold it for a bit. Got some glue seepage here. Every time I let go of a corner, it pops back up. And so if you find that happens with you, and this is because this is a very thick paper, this acrylic paper, very strong paper. So if you find that that's something that happens to you, you might want to put some double-sided tape down first and then the glue, just to make sure that it stays in place. Now, where do I want this one? I think I want it on this side. And so again, just apply the glue. And glue it in place. Now, what's it with me and the glue seepage today? Why is my glue seeping out all over? Okay. This is my lesson 3 tab that I have prepared already. And I can now put it in the journal to mark where lesson 3 starts. Lesson 4. hear me call it by the wrong name. Now I have to be careful here because I can't go stick it on the other side of this pocket, and then I can't take the papers in and out of the pocket. Okay, so that's the start of lesson 4, and that's the acrylic painting. Right, now I have, in the meantime, off screen, taken the steps to improving your 36 acrylic painting techniques, that little, those pages that I've printed. And I have prepared them, cut them into quarters, stuck them back to back, rounded the corners, inked the edges, and then I decided I think they could also go, well, possibly, I think, be a good idea to put them in there, or shall we not do that? I'm kind of wondering. I think there's enough space. Let's do that. In which case, this, no, I don't like that idea. Okay, second guessing myself. I will come and do something with this page still, but I'm going to stop the video and come back to that. For now, I just want to prepare the journal. Right, now, here's a page that's coming out. That's not good. But once we sort of stuck things down, I think that'll be better. See, when we put this in place, that one should stay in place as well. Okay, so again, and this is now our soft pastel, chalk pastel painting. Again, I am folding it. I am going to take this one out, and I am going to apply a bit of glue here to the spine, just to make sure that things stay in place the way they're supposed to. Right, and then I'm going to apply my glue to this one. Stick it in place. And my supper is telling me it's ready. Needs my attention, but it's not urgent, so that can stay for a bit. My pressure cooker was beeping in the background. That's what I was referring to. I don't know if you could hear that on the video. So again, okay, a little bit of a struggle here, isn't it? I think I prefer this one like this. You see, once you start putting things in the book, you can see which way around you want them to face and what do you prefer, and so on. Okay, so let's leave that one be. This page is still not an extremely happy page. Not exactly where it should be. I wonder if I can still move this. The reason I want to do that is because it's kind of leaning out at the bottom. I like that better. Let's stick it down like that. Okay. Now, this one is the oil pastel, soft oil pastels. And we're going to fold this one in half as well. And then we're going to stick that down here. Okay. Okay. Oh, let me just hold this better. Okay. I think that'll do it. Kind of wanting to tell me where it wants to go, and I want to convince it that I'm the one who wants to decide, gets to decide that. Okay, that should be fine. And now well, that one will have to go there. Okay. Now, this is the other option I have, to take those stencils out. They don't have to be in the journal, so for that matter, neither does the color wheel. I just thought it'd be nice, but it's not essential. Yeah, I do kind of think this is going to be better. So what we're then going to do is we are going to, do I want to? Maybe not. Okay, let's do this. Let's start by taking off the one end of this. Line it up with the center. Okay. Take off the other end of the double-sided tape. Now, if you want to cover the staple, because I'm going to staple them together, but if you want to cover the staple, then you first staple and then you put the tab in place. I want the staple to show. I actually don't mind the staple. And so I'm going to do mine with the staple showing. But I could have done it the other way around. Okay, so now this one is compiled. It can slide in there. That leaves us one more picture to stick in, and it's the acrylic inks. So again, we're going to fold it in half. Just fold it in half. I'm going to glue it. Turn it over. Glue it on the side. Okay. Let's see. Yes, that's where. This goes into the journal. Right around here. Let me just get rid of the glue on my hands. Okay, goes into the journal like that. Just need to convince it that it's got to stick down. Wants to lift up. Got to stay stuck down. And you might want to use some paper clips or crocodile clips or whatever you have on hand. You know, those, when do we have minis? Not at hand. To just sort of keep it in place until you are ready to deal with it. Now, where do we put this one? We haven't actually planned for this one, have we? Well, it is going to cover part of our painting. that it's going to have to go there. I'm not going to cover the heads. That would be a mistake. It's a little wide to go at the bottom here, and so I'm going to put it on the side here. And the seepage again. Seriously. All this glue seeping out all over the place. Okay, now that's that one. Oh, it's not entirely stuck down. Honestly, as soon as I stop this video, I'll probably clamp all of these pages down just to make sure they stay where they're supposed to be. Now, we have been contemplating, do we use this pocket or these pockets now for this journal or not? And now it's been decided for us. We will have to, because we've kind of run out of space to put things. So we still need to put our brush techniques into a place. And I'm going to, they've also just been sort of stuck down back to back, corners round it, and the whole toot. And I think I'm going to put these in here. Wait, let me just, I need to show you this. There's not enough for this one to end back to back, so I just took one of our reference pictures and I sort of used it to pretty up the back of the one that ended up with nothing in the back. And that's me being a little bit pedantic about wanting it pretty. I guess it's not actually really necessary. So I'm going to put those in there. And these, which are a little bit more yellow and a little bit prettier than the others, not a whole lot, but a little bit, these I'll fold double and put in here because they go nicely with my page. Now, if they don't go nicely with your page, you might want to tuck them in somewhere, but I'll allow them to kind of peek out here. And so I will have to come back and finish these pages, and I will have to come back and finish this page. But essentially, our journal is now put together. Oh my goodness, this thing is becoming so thick. So extremely thick, but okay. Essentially, our journal is put together, and I just need to show you what I do with those next two pages. I'm going to pause first, gather all my stuff, and then I'll come back. Oh, I do need to tell you about this still. These are our reference pictures. And my reference pictures, I'm simply going to pop them into my little tag along thingy because I want to use these reference pictures again in future lessons. So don't get rid of them. We will be referring back to them. Okay, so for now, let me just pause. Okay. So let's have a look at what we are going to do with this. Let me first show you this. These are the clips that I use to put my papers together so that they can be glued. But they're not all glued. I also put a strip of glue down here because my book was falling apart. But I want to deal with this page now. And I've decided I'm going to keep working with this theme. Acts 1 verse 8, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, and you will be my witnesses, telling people about me everywhere to the ends of the earth. And working with that theme, I've gone in search of stencils because it now seems certain that the parcel will arrive too late and we will not be getting the brushes or the palettes for this workshop. We'll just throw them into another workshop. In any case, it's going to be too late. So I went in search of something that I can use here because I'd ordered something that I wanted to use. It will not come in time. So I'm using what I have available in the house. And this stencil, Gone Fishing, this kind of appealed to me. That seems to be what we should be doing. We're fishers of men, and we certainly ought to go fishing. And what I'm doing is I'm simply putting down the stencil. Let me just get somewhere to put it so it's not on my table. I'm putting down the stencil. I'm stenciling the words Gone Fishing with 3D paste. My 3D paste is in a jar. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to bring in these 4 stencils. The 4 wind directions. north, east, south and west. And I'm going to stencil these as well. And let me just get them in properly. They don't have to be that far apart, but it'll work. And there's something else I've done that I mustn't forget to tell you, is that I've taken out the bulk of the papers from my journal, because I found that it was becoming difficult to work with. That's north. Let's do east. This is overloaded. That's east. Yep, that's what overloading does. That's south. Don't ever overload a stencil or a palette knife or anything when you, a brush or a palette knife or anything when you are stenciling. You'd rather come back and do a second layer than to overload it, because when you overload, you have seepage, as I have had here now. And I'm going to see if I can clean this up without causing too much havoc. Unfortunately I can, because these are straight lines. But otherwise that would have been impossible to do. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything else on this page. My sailboat has sort of killed over here. On some strange island. I've gone fishing. So I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do on the other page to finish things off. Okay, so cheers for now. Hi, okay, I am back, and this has now had a chance to dry. And what I have found is that this particular 3D paste is very light. It dries almost transparent. And so even though I thought I was done with this page, I am not. I'm going to bring some gilding paste in. And all I'm going to do is to just rub this over the stenciling. And this will just make this stand out a little bit better. Oh, I also added this, almost forgot to say. After I'd switched off, and as I was returning the stencils to the container, I came across this little anchor, and I promptly decided I'm going to add the anchor. I did it in exactly the same way, so I didn't start the video for that again. But let me just blow that off, the dust off there. I've added the anchor, and I kind of like this better, because it feels to me as if I'm now saying I'm going out into the world, all the lengths of the world, the furthest parts of the world, to go fishing for the souls of men, and I'm anchored in Jesus, and it just sort of covers all the bases for me now. My hands are a little gilded now. So that's what I'm going to do. I actually want to bring, just to tie things together a bit more, I'm just going to put gilding sort of in other areas of the page, just so that there's a bit more unity on the page altogether. So the gilding is not only on the stenciled areas. And now I am done with this layout. So that means I only have one more layout left, and it is this one that I need to deal with for this lesson. Now, we said we're keeping these notes in here. I'm going to take them out in order to work on this page, but also think I'm going to put this here to just kind of protect that. Now, I want to sort of carry on with this idea of the worship together at the temple each day. Everyone was present was holy with... Everyone present was filled with the Holy Spirit and began speaking in other languages and they all met together and were constantly united. So there they are together, here they were together, and here they're meeting together, and that's the kind of the theme that I want to journal on this page. Now, the rookery, that's the word that I kept here, the rookery, and I have since gone and looked up the word rookery. A rookery is a word that it's used for a collection, a humongous nest of birds. It specifically refers to rooks or crows and the nest that they build together. It can also refer, when used for humans, to humans living together in slum-like areas. So, okay, whatever. I'm going to go with that bird theme. And for that reason, I have brought out my bird stencils. But before I get to that, I want to bring in this ink, O2 ink, Autumn Leaves. And I've got my inking brushes here. And I just want to tie this together a little bit more than it is right now. So I have decoupaged that on here, but I want the pages, the two different pages, the picture page and the background, to just make form more of a unity. And so I am just tying it together with the brown ink. And you're still going to see the outline, don't get me wrong, but there's a little bit more of a unity now. And then I might as well start doing the same thing on this side. It's not entirely necessary, but I like the idea of that. So I don't like that brown blob there necessarily. So now I need to kind of continue with the brown blobs. Well, that's kind of what I'm going for. That's what I'm going to do. And then leave it at that. That's plenty. Okay, so after having done that, I'm now going to bring in these two little birds. And they're not crows, and it doesn't matter. These birds are going to flock together here on this page. Look at this. Bring my trolley over so I can keep them in place. No, don't do that. Just putting them down with tape to keep the stencil in place. And now I'm going to just start stenciling over this. This is carved jade. I'm going to use that. Oh my word, there goes this. My tape did not do a good job there. I have now lost trust in this tape, and it's not taking. Never mind, we'll make it work. We will. But I don't want to let go of this now. I will tell you that much. If we come in with Blue Coast, then let me come in with this coffee brown. Or shall I do black? Maybe I will do black because that'll stand out a bit better. It's the same kind of ink, but it's the black. And actually, I want to use it here on the feet only. Then I want to come in with persimmon sauce. Oh, put my finger in the ink. And I actually only want to do the absolute beaks with a persimmon sauce, not make a big fuss of that. And then I want to bring in green, and I'm going to go with Tiger Orchid. The fact that I can't let go of my stencil here is making this a slightly awkward activity to do. I will tell you that. And why I don't just put other tape on is because I will have to let go of the stencil in order to get more tape. And I don't want to let go of the stencil. Okay, so that was Tiger Orchid. Now that's it. I like that. That's kind of cute. Okay, let's go with that. Now, this one. This space here. I think I'm going to put this little bird there. Still in line with what we are doing. A little awkward. This tape I can toss. I'm going to stick with what I've started. Oh goodness, let me just close this thing. Okay, this is Blue Coast. And this is Carved Jade. This is the black. I'm not re-inking even, I'm just using it as is. This is that persimmon that I'm just putting on the beak. And then I'm going to come in with my green brush, the Tiger Orchid, and I am simply going to touch whatever areas are actually still visible of the plant. With this, I see I have got 1 foot here that I've missed, and I need to come with the black. And that's it. That is all I'm going to do. Let's see this. And that looks kind of cute too. And this one is way more obvious than the other one is because it's on a blank background, whereas that one is not. But pretty much when I now slide this in here, that is done. So let's do a quick recap for lesson number 4. We start here. That is the last page of lesson number 3. So lesson 4 starts here. I believe this is still lesson 3's stuff, yes. And here we have our color wheel in this little pocket. Then I had a double page spread. That'll be different for every book. In here we've got some of our notes for the use of the color wheel. Oh, that was done with acrylic paint. Then we have soft pastel pencils over here. And here we have the soft oil color pencils. Oil pastels. Let me just try that again. The soft oil pastels is what we used here. Then I had a single page picture, which I turned into a journaling spot with a pocket. And that is acrylic painting techniques info that we put there. It's also where I used my surprise picture. Then we have acrylic inks that we used with our fountain pen. And I'm missing something. Oh, here I have some notes slid into this pocket on the brushes and brush techniques and so forth. I'll slide it back in. And over here on this side, okay, so I had a single page, actually a half a page picture, which I decoupaged another picture onto and created a pocket with another page that I've pulled out, tore out. And my techniques for the acrylic inks for drawing with pen is in this little pocket. And that's lesson 4. That's lesson 4. Okay, so quick flip through just to reiterate. Acrylics, mixed media, soft pastel pencils, soft oil pastels, mixed media, acrylic drawing ink with a fountain pen, and another mixed media. And that's lesson 4. Let me leave it open here. I'll see you in lesson 5. Until then, cheers.